Hello, my name is Lynn Loser. The North Carolina Department of Public Instruction Exceptional Children Division is providing a series of fact sheets to support communication and implementation of the specific learning disability policy within the provided timeline of July 1, 2020. This brief video clip is intended to support the content in SLD Fact Sheet number 7. SLD Fact Sheet 7 has been specifically created to provide school teams with the relevant information and resources required to support planning for full implementation of an instructional model that relies on a comprehensive evaluation using multiple sources of data to establish each of the 5 criteria within policy. I'm now going to turn to Exceptional Children Director Bill Hussey to explain more.
Good morning. This is a really important piece of information for y'all to begin to consider as we move closer and closer to 2020, when the SLD policy is implemented. This is an instructional model, and it's crucial in the SLD process in supporting good, sound decision making. This should be the case for every identification process and how we look at every child, but specifically in the situation with the SLD process, this instructional framework becomes absolutely important. And in doing that and looking at that, there are elements of this that are essential, and they are as follows. You have to have a system of quality core instruction and scientific-based instruction. You have to have multiple tiers of instruction that vary in intensity and match the student's needs. And I'm reading these to make sure that I'm specific to all those things that you need to be looking at. A systematic process of problem solving, data-based decision making, and for me, the last one is really crucial and very important for people to be thinking about. It's how you develop a comprehensive, balanced assessment system that includes the following: common formative assessments, interim benchmarked assessments, outcome assessments, universal screening, progress monitoring, and diagnostic assessments. That comprehensive piece is something that, again, as you look at the policy itself, is the major focus of how we've adjusted, because we're no longer looking at that discrepancy framework. We're looking at this comprehensive assessment process to begin to see how children, what they need and how they're actually operating within math, reading, language of whatever perspective, and will be identified as SLD. So it's truly a serious issue that we have to look at to make sure that you have these things in place. And that's the next key piece. You need to be doing this now. It's not something that we need to wait for. And as we roll up on 2020, everybody gets everything in order and gets ready to go. We need to now have a fully functioning, high quality system in place, stabilized, and ready for preparation of the implementation of this change in policy. It's critical that schools begin to test out their data collection, analysis, and decision making prior to determining that they are ready to fully implement. It's broadly recommended that the school entities collect all data required to establish each of the 5 criteria that I just mentioned within the 2020 policy while still operating the current system, running these things parallel so that you're identifying children still as you have in the past, but you're testing out your own system's ability to do the things that are going to be needed as the policy changes in 2020. Again, it allows you to, as I said just a second ago, concurrent processes running these things in parallel. And again, testing out and making sure that you feel comfortable as you look at whether or not a child is identified inside the present system. Does that match what you're trying to do in the system that will be coming in 2020 with the 5 component parts that we've mentioned? Again, we did this over 5 years to give everyone ample time to get up and get ready to go. But it is July 1st, 2020. And that's really just right around the corner when the expectation is going to be that you're going to be ready to do this and perform it, and to ensure that children are adequately being identified or are adequately being measured within this system to be identified as an SLD child. So again, the resources here provided in the fact sheet number 7 are provided to teams to help support the identification and then access, as you look, access the other information that has been given to you prior to this particular fact sheet to ensure that you've got everything that you need to be ready to move forward July 1, 2020. Thank you.